Alrighty. Hello, hello. Oh no, I'm in Gangos. Heck. Let's first off jump out of this zone. Let's jump over here. I did finish my tank set last night though. Look at that. It's kind of dark right now out in the Doman Enclave, but oh, like a freaking judge from Final Fantasy insert number here. Very cool. All right. Let's get some of the daily stuff, quick stuff out of the way, and then we're gonna do some roulette as I itch my eyeball. Because of course, oh, let's see. I already did all my donations, right? Let's double check. View donation status. Weekly budget 0. All done. Very good. Don't look at my bags. They are suddenly again full of junk. I'll put this in the guild coffer, put these away. I gotta see if this I don't think this rare shirt like sells, but it's also pretty nice. I don't know if I kept one of these. I'll have to see if I kept one, because this probably shades pretty okay. Can you test out the dye right now? Let's see. Let's go to purples. That dark purple is pretty nice. Both of these are actually pretty nice. It is just one solid color. What about the metallics? Does it look ridiculous in the metallics? Oh god. Oh no. Hey, look at something Bob would wear. Oh no. Oh gosh. The metallic black is cool. All right, let's see. Let's see. Hey Ben. Hello, hello. Bash, barrel, blur, burpity, burp. All right. I don't think this pet sells for anything anymore. And these lost actions also don't sell because it's the most frequent one. Yeah, those are just going to get vendored. Vendor. You know, I want a prismatic ignot. These are also so incredibly prevalent in the economy. It's about time to probably pull everything down here soon from the market board and relist. Okay, so the shirt is not that rare. Clearly not that rare. How about the pet doggo? Also not that rare. And I already have it, so I don't need it. Iron rings. Really? Max level retainer brings back iron rings. Granted, there are literally none on the board. We'll add to the pile. Everyone back in the pile. All right, one more. Ishgardian Knights pants. More stuff to turn in and or desynth. I'm going to desynth some of this stuff because it was from the raid drops last night. I don't know if it'll desynthesize into anything of real note here. Other stuff will just get turned in. What are my company seals at? Okay, almost capped again, so I can buy more ventures. Trying to just cap out on ventures so I don't have to just forget about them for a little while. I keep finding myself having to just buy a bunch of them. All right, so let's see. These are trials items. They may not break down into anything worthwhile, but they might. Oh, a diamond. True ice cane. 2,000 gil from the ether. Oh, and 10,000 gil from the ether. Which two challenges did I just finish? Oh, up for a challenge and my big break. Okay, my big break is just desynthesizing stuff. Okay. Might do some more frontline later. Yeah, I do have to go out and chew up a bunch of enemies with my beautiful purple sun at some point. All right. This codex was the... Yeah, Snake Man's codex. Damn it. Zervan's punchy gloves. Damn it. The red mage sword from Sophia. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Looking for the crafty mats from... that are themed from the actual encounter person. The trial boss. This hand cannon looks so weird. Oh, that's not the weird one. Where's the weird one? Oh, I didn't win the weird one. It had like this huge sheath around it that opened up. The weird mouth of a fish or something. Oh, demi crystals are good. I think demi crystals or diamonds, one of the two, are a rare material. I don't know if I'm going to use this sword. This is the Thornton Extreme sword. I don't know. I feel like it... I don't know. It's not the same one that he actually has in the encounter. And it's just a giant silver blob, kind of. And I already have a bunch of really cool Dark Knight swords and a couple of glowy ones from other parts of the game. Yeah, I don't know. This sword's not gonna cut it. The Claymore of the Heavens. Because to turn it into something else, you need... Oh, damn it. Just clusters. The Ravana shield and the Ravana sword. Oh, yeah. See, Hive 4-wing. There you go. There's one. And this is all just desynth XP as well. Because not all of my desynth jobs are up there. Let's see. Yeah, carpentry is not even close. Neither is blacksmithing. Or armor. Goldsmith is pretty close. Pretty close. Leatherworker is not bad. Weaver's not bad. I don't know what you break down. Do you just break down potions for alchemy or something? And culinarian, I don't know. I guess you just break down food. I've never broken down food because the food that I buy and or consume, because you can't desynth like crafted food, to my understanding. I mean, it doesn't show up. You only desynth items, so I don't know how you would even skill up that, if you even can. All right, this stuff was the... Excuse me. The Bismarck Paladin Feather Sword and Shield. The shield's kind of okay. This looks like his head plate, kind of. That's like his mouth. And his big chin. I don't know. I don't know. Not, eh. Let's do that. Oh, is it from... It could be from carving fish. The desynthesizing fish could be what you get culinarian skill with, because the fish then becomes different pieces. That could be it. But also, I would not know, because I have not really ever dabbled in being a fisherman's in this game. All right, all the green items I'm going to be dunking. But let's see. That... Oh, I don't have any... Yeah, I know I have like 11 orbs and stuff. I'll have to check and see which ones of those sell. Demi crystals and diamonds. We'll have to give that a check. I know I have Hive of Four Wings and the baleen. Do I have a baleen? I didn't. Yeah, these are all different crafting materials from... Well, that's just a popoto. Let's have that sneak in there. These are all just different boss crafting ingredients for the most part. Not those. Yeah. Too many damn things to keep track of. We did some more extremes last night. We did... that was last night, right? Yeah. Because we have one more raid night tonight. We did take down the Minstrel's Ballad for Hades. This is 2. We were gonna do a couple more, but someone's internet went kaputsk. And they couldn't be there, so we lost a bunch of time. But Hades apparently drops 2 totems towards the mount, because I guess it's a Minstrel's Ballad, and it's technically like 2 totally different fights strung together. That was a lot of fun, though. Maybe we'll start tonight off with the Hades run that we lost, and maybe we can grab a another free company member like Div or someone, so we can raid a little longer tonight. Because we still have a handful more. Or we could just, you know, we could definitely do some more extremes if we only have the 2-ish hour window this evening. But the Hades fight was so good. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. Oh, yeah. So diamonds are worth nothing. But they are also a girl's best friend. But clearly very cheap. They must not be... Oh, and demi crystals are not that expensive either. Just lots of people running stuff that drops them at this stage. Yeah. Because demi crystals are only really a rare drop from desynthesizing like boss drops, I'm pretty sure. So those aren't really worth a whole lot. You know what? Maybe someone wants my popotos that snuck in. Deep Eye Tears. What are these used for? Let's double check. Because they're just a drop from those big, weird eyeball monsters. Crafting ingredient for a bunch of different enchanted inks and grade 1 dissolvent potion things. For different, it's a crafting material that is used to make a crafting material or a crafting component. So not too high up on the list. Although, if someone would like these 8, they were sitting in my bag doing nothing for who knows how long. That is correct, Ben. I did indeed call you out. Accurate. Kind of split the difference on these because I got 3 of them. Wow. A Ignat. Ignat sells for nothing. Just putting up crafting materials that I'm not using right now. Me and Douthie are going to run some more stuff in 20 minutes if you want to gin. I could take a gin and tonic. Aren't you a little young to be having gin, Ben? But yeah, it depends. I mean, if you guys are running some roulette stuff, I can do roulette stuff on my dork night. I can indeed. I was going to just jump in and do a bunch of roulette-based things today. Mostly to just get... I'm still kind of tweaking my settings. Like, the bit rate for YouTube is maxed out. And I also changed my encoder preset to be on the quality toggle It does like max performance, performance, quality, max quality. Because I did notice on Monday and Tuesday when we were playing a bunch of Frontline, which was like the big wide scale PvP mode, it did get a little ravioli. Which that's just a bit rate limitation and how many particles are flying out in this game. Even if I have them squelched, I have like other animations from other players not really shown. So it was crazy to me that it was still very much causing some ravioli on the bitrate. Well, these are just vendor. This stuff's all getting turned in for tokens. Haven't really farmed any irregular tomestones yet. But we've got essentially a month to do that. Definitely will want to pick up a handful of Moogle lore things. Some people already getting their Ifrit jackets yesterday. Is it like a junk vendor around here in the Enclave? Not right now, I guess. I gotta go back and check my command squadron. Oh, are extra effects actually loading in Frontline even if you haven't turned off? Is that friendly or enemy-based ones? Like, I know I was getting slam jammed by a bunch of spell effects, but I thought that was only when it was on. Is it only when it was on me, so you know what's hitting you? Like when the whole bunch of machinist stuff is you know, air anchoring me and whatever, you can still see it. Because if you have it turned down to the medium setting, maybe it doesn't load properly. There was definitely a lot. Did I send this out the right time? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's try that again. Let's just run it back. Which one was it? This one. Yep. Only have a 66% chance to get it, so can't really get it any higher. None of them, they need XP, and I've already recalibrated their stats a little bit, so I'm just gonna let them do their thing. We'll just let that go. Oh, got the company chest here. Let's drop one of these puppers in there. There's another pupper and another pupper. So I didn't realize. I also got Shinryu's wing. Wall-mounted Shinryu's wing last night. Just stuff for the Grand Company House when and if we ever finally get one. When the new lottery system happens, we will will hopefully be able to at least a medium house. At least a medium, because we're not going to be able to afford a large. There's no way we're getting a large plot. That would be cool, but I do not foresee us having the gil to do so. I'll double check to make sure if I have this in my glamour dresser. Check that later. Drop off my materia. Hey, Var. Yeah, you have your party set to limited and others set to off, and you see tons of effects in Frontline still. Yeah, it's got to be a setting that stays relatively on so that you see what spell effects are hitting you, so you don't just take damage from, you know, phantom black mage attacks or something. That's got to be what it is. I have not gotten the Moogle event jacket. I don't think I'm going to get the jacket. Maybe like the hairstyle emotes and the triple triad cards. But the jacket does not really interest me very much. I already have that card. All right, I'm doing these things like sort of out of order since I was just up here, but just sort of checking off what I need to do before we get underway. What, let me ask. There's one of the Wonder Womens. There's two of these Wonder Woman cosplay characters that stand around in Limsa all the time. Well, they haven't done the 80 stuff and the... Okay. It's not like you've done much. Stuff below trials. Oh, so you did like... Well, I could probably... If you guys are starting up again in like 15 minutes or so, I might not have enough time. I could risk a... What are we turning in today? What's... Oh, there's an armorer one. Yeah, Blue Spirit Headgear of Casting. I'll have to remember for that for later. So all this is just turn in fodder. Just stuff from running other dungeons yesterday. Sure. Not the gold spectacles, though. No, not my gold spectacles. Yep, that sound effect will play every single time. Now let's go over here and grab some more ventures. Like another, I don't know, 200. Yeah. Got him. And I finished turning in these. Oh, can't turn in the original red mage weapon, and then not turning in anything else. All right, well, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if we queue for a leveling roulette. I have all the way up to 62 in before maybe like Arm Veil or something awful. Even though it'll be fine. It's just the lower level you get in the leveling roulette. Just the Dark Knight suffers pretty heavily from low level button problems. Your level is reduced too low and you've got like 3 buttons. Oh, Brayflox. Brayflox's long stops. Yeah, level 30s-ish. Yeah, level 30, so... Not... Kind of split the difference on that one. But I have two real cooldowns at this level. Probably should check to see if my healer is new. They are not. That's good at least. But I'm tanking, or at least when tanking, I always do, you right click on your healer's name and do view search info and it shows all their classes. And I normally don't pull too overly aggressively if they are a newish healer, because they may not be able to just keep up. So, oh, Dancer low level is crazy. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because I leveled the dancer. My dancer is level 80. So I experienced the I'm silenced. I experienced the low level dancer where you do just way too much damage. Just an hilarious amount of damage at low level. Yeah. What do you have for dinner tonight, Ben? What you having? I realized that my healer's name is first name Sin, last name Naps, Synapse. Red Mage is Kung Pao Beefcake. And our ninja's name is kind of anime-ish. Kung Pao Beefcake. Seems like something that Ben would name his characters. Did Dancer get aggro from the tank because of standard step? Oh, absolutely. Well, like your one like AoE tank ability at lower levels, which is what I'm hitting. You know, you can only generate so much, you know, damage to enmity so fast, right? But yeah, you can pull aggro with a big standard step at low level. The potency of it is just big potency numbers. I'm gonna probably look into that plugin that does the PC up-res for icons. There is a plugin that, since a lot of the art in this game is sort of down-res so that it works compatibility, you know, and doesn't have a huge install size on the console versions of this game. I might give a look more into that, into the plugin. Put some thread on that guy so it goes to me after he's done chasing the goblin around. But like your buff icons, spell icons are all pretty low res. And there is a plugin that just brings them up, makes them look nice. I'd look into that one. Just for beautifying the UI up a little bit. Can you stun this little one? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, and the big one attacks Brayflox after this because he starts smacking him in the butt. Yes. Yeah, well, it's also standard step, since standard step and tech step for Dancer contribute to a hefty portion of their overall damage. Since they're not only it's their main rotational cooldown, it's also what keeps their buff up. It's just very, very noticeable. Because like my tank potency ability right now is, you know, low level is 150. So 150 potency versus what's even standard steps, like 1,000 or 850 or something wild. Yeah. Yep. I think I remember I was playing when we first started trying to get raid stuff done earlier in our Final Fantasy XIV play sessions. I remember I was playing low-level dancer in Binding Coils. And with a long arm right here. And the it's like Dancer's not like a real DPS, right? They are the lowest personal DPS in the game, but they add a lot to both your group and, of course, to your dance partner through dance partner, regular dance, tech dance, devilment. So they have the lowest personal damage, but man, lower level Dancer, because of the way their potencies scale, they do big damage. Giant newt frog thing. I don't know what that comment is. The hell? Can anyone decipher what the hell that comment is? You don't need a plugin for the high-res icons. You can just change the setting to the 4K UI. Do what now? The higher resolution UI scaling thing messes up how things are placed, though. Because I tried, raising the UI scale, but I have a 1440p monitor, and I can do it right now. Watch. Like, it doesn't actually make the icons better. They're still low res. So like that, I'm not gonna. I guess you could do that and then squish everything down in overall scale size. So I suppose that could work. But it is a bit much. Oh, there's a different setting. Not that one? Which one? I will look. One specifically for UI textures. Ah! Yeah, because the scaling one is... Oh, I thought you meant first. That one's weird. Like, this is default UI size. Not doing that. Yeah, which one? Because, like, just having the plugin to upres all of your all your art doesn't... To me, it didn't really seem like a big deal. It just replaces all the art files with a higher res version of all the art. Only added in the last few patches. Yeah, you'll have to walk me through, because I didn't see it in there. Yeah, I'll give it a look-see. I just know the texture pack sort of update, because there's a lot of PC optimization, like GitHub work that people have done to upres like hair for the PC client and facial textures. There's obviously ones that, are a little more colorful. If you want to go down that modding route, I just, would like the ones that just clean up some of the stuff that's clearly down-resed for just overall game packaging. That green goo is getting awfully close. Also, my healer friend, can you dispel me? I have 3 stacks of the angry poison. System config graphic UI. Let me check after this. Yeah, because all these, my buffs and debuffs that go around my actual character panel, and then the ones in the top corner are my overall beneficial statuses. Yeah. Get it. Oh, that doubled me up on the feeling lucky for the roulette plus the challenge. Yep. A half a level from that one dungeon. Oh, damn it. Yeah, let me go check. All right, so we got system config. Graphic settings specifically, and then this one, the UI resolution. Requires a reboot of the game. Well, all right then. Let's do one of those. It's so quiet now. Well, we could go do that Breaking Brick Mountain Dragon Quest crossover. If it really is just like run 2 fates. But also we're doing other roulette stuff in a moment with Ben and Dalthir and such. All right, let's see what this setting be doing. 41 players in queue. Heck. I wonder what that queue is going to be like for Endwalker. And I wonder if Square Enix is going to disable the ways that you can still stay logged in. Currently, before the server crazy exodus that happened over the past couple of months, I wasn't experiencing this when I started playing back in June, but you can no longer stay logged in infinitely, which you could before. You could just stand somewhere and you don't get logged out of 14. Now you can only stay logged in for 30 minutes before you get blasted offline. So okay, so the beneficial buffs in the corner and even the icons in like my achievement panel like these look better, but like True Grit down here, I can't tell if those are just still too small to notice because I don't need to have them that big. Yeah, Rampart looks like a lot crispier. I can see like the lines in the little castle. Don't look any different in my actual, actions and trait book here. But these up here look so much better. Yeah. That's essentially what I was going after. It's just one of those things that looks clearly down-resed. Yeah, all my buttons in the corner down here, you can definitely see they look a little sharpened. Yeah, all my armory chest ones definitely look sharpened as well. I don't have a 4K monitor, so digitally, I don't have the pixel density for them to not look a little bit crunchy at a certain resolution. But yeah, okay. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I can definitely tell. Look how clear the food buffs in my bags are. Yeah, it removes a bunch of that when you save an image, right? And depending on the bit rate or the dots per inch or whatever, the DPI that you save an image in determines, of course, the size of the overall image for, like, you know, data purposes. And if there are a million icons in a game, if they're all a little bit smaller, that saves a lot of space. So, but that obviously helps for the other, you know, like the console versions of this game. Don't need to really worry about that on PC when I've got like 32 gigs of RAM that load all those pictures in. Very cool. Yeah, it's just crispy enough. Just trying to see what else it affects. Oh yeah, look how much crispier these little images are from the look how close I got, man. I might want to roll more, but dang it, like this fish and this bread, close. If they were down here in this line to do 2 lines and diagonal, close though. Oh, that does help though. The Tombstone of Revelation looks a little bit too crispy. You see, like, the white artifacting lines. You can do this too, I guess. Blech. Like, it looks nice when it's fully blown up because it has more pixels for the information. But I don't Mr. Happy my windows. I kind of keep them still relatively small. That is a nice little update. All the job icons. Yeah. Do one of these. Whoa! Yeah, so if you... This is obviously... This is a UI resolution scaling setting for all of the... Yeah, look how much cleaner that looks when you actually blow everything up. I couldn't play with... I probably couldn't do this, though. This would just bother me if every screen was so big. I did most things to 120. That seemed to be the... Because 100 was pretty small. Like, the default scale for PC was like this. That's a little tiny. But almost every single window in the game, you just right-click on it, scale, and you just click the scale you want it to be. Very cool. Every single day, learning about this freaking game. Hey, Gorek. Yeah, Ben. See? Every day, yeah. Yeah, that's graphic settings in this top line right here for the UI resolution. Because I thought it was the scaling one right here, the high resolution UI settings. But like I said, this thing just messes up. This does essentially what that does. And these, you know, these textures look fantastic. But you have to have a big enough screen so that it fits like my UI would be fitting right now. Otherwise, it's going to look completely bubkus. Yeah, that's super nice. That's definitely a thing to tell Destora, because Destora actually has a 4K monitor. Definitely got to tell Destora that if he hasn't already found it. He might already be playing on on this scaler though, and then just downsizing his stuff. But if he's not, this is a good find. It's a good get. It's a good get. What's up, Nick? Oh, this setting was only added in April, so it wasn't one of like the minor patches. Dang. Okay. So that is new tech, as they say. All right, Ben Dalthier, what we doing? Okay, what we dern. What we dern. We only have like an hour and 10 left because raid starts at 8. It is almost 6. And I have to have enough time to get some of that dinar. I wonder if that has any effect on like overall performance I mean, city FPS is going to be kind of low. Like, I'm not even getting 60 FPS in a city just because it's so much stuff loaded. But in raids and dungeons where you spend most of your game. Dalthier's internet died? Sad. Oh, they added the setting when the PS5 version was in beta. Okay. Yeah, because they can definitely crank up the graphical stuff with the PS5 because they can definitely handle more big boy graphics. You know what I say to that? Yeah. I don't know. 3 big stars. Where are we going? Let's see. We need some more. Finish off those yellow. I mean, we're going to pop this trial before I even really get out there to do a fate, but. Oh, yeah, I see. Dalthier said internet died. So patch 915 for World of Warcraft comes out on November the 2nd. It's a lot of quality of life stuff, that's for sure. Like it's what the heck? Oh, this is my next Dark Knight quest. I was actually a little taken aback because the icon now, because it's so much crispier, isn't like a blurry blue and gold blob. Because the blue is actually a little harder to see behind the gold now for the unlock quest. Obviously, you can tell that this one's the darkened plus sign, and this is the regular quest. But yeah, I procced the next Dark Knight quest, but do that later. I don't have time to do a fate. If no one is out here, I will not. Someone is way out there doing that one, but that's also real far away. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan, that's a weird one. I mean, I have... oh gosh, even the full party text is all nice and crispy. I have one more month left, like until the end of, I think, November.
The unenlightened come.
Hello, Sophia. Ah, crap, I messed up my combo because I was getting ahead of myself, button pressing. That still hit me, LOL. I don't know. I want to finish the all the story content stuff because I haven't finished all the Covenant story stuff. I think I have 1 or 2 more quest blobs of it to do.
Know you the full weight of death.
That should be far enough away, right? We did Sophia Extreme. Oh, come on. Sophia Extreme last night. That was a little spicy. We undersized it just to see what was going on. It's definitely a fair bit. Look at all these crispy icons. And you don't attack the shieldy boy when he shieldy boys. Did I not attack him? Hello? Hey! Oh, it's directional. But he put it up forward. Oh, it's down now. Can't stun him. Did it make the text clearer too?
I would know the
Kermit, does it make the text better? It's always right first, and then she'll... Yep, and boom. I want to feel like it made the text clearer on, like, the damage and healing text.
Equilibrium.
Sophia, you're really
I shall tip back the balance.
inconveniently placed right there. We go. Ugh. Is she gonna do the other side now? She hasn't done her chain lines yet.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
She draws lines to the weights. She has not done that yet. Granted, the amount you move in this version is a lot less than extreme. She also has big ha energy. Yeah, that's what I just said, Sophia. Thank you.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Look out for the angry laser beams. A little precariously perched on the edge here. Should be all right, though. Don't get run over. Swoosh. Yeah, no problem. Easy peasy. Does she not do the tethers in normal? It's so weird. It's just like when you raid... Oh, there she goes. So that's the 2 is the heavier one. Which means that side's going to go down. But she's also dunked. It improves the text too? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Did you know about that setting, Adrian? That setting that Hermit just showed off, this one? The UI resolution settings and graphics? Because if you did, you didn't tell us, then you're a poopy face. Oh, look at the fate icon in the map now. Nice. There were some major updates to the client because of the PS5 version. They made some changes to teleportation, so its loading is almost instant. Yeah, I only have this installed, this being Final Fantasy XIV, installed on my my SSD. It's not on my NVMe drive. Oh, my Chocobo is still in its stable from yesterday. I was like, where is my beautiful purple sun? I've got to go take him out of his stable. Totally forgot about that. There's so many little things in this game. There's, you know, did you go to the freaking gold saucer today? Did you check your retainers? Did you check your squadrons? Where is your Chocobo sun at? What roulettes have you done? There's so many little systems to remember and pay attention to. Yeah, I think even the text above their names is much better. Damn, I'll have my stance on because I phased out. But yeah, the whole going back to WoW at some point question, I don't know. That's hard to tell. I think a lot of people, at least in my community online, are probably not going back until the next expansion. But it also really depends, because I don't know. I don't know if I'll feel some like weird void in my gamer soul if I don't like do the next raid, at least on like normal or heroic. Like, even if we just had like a 10-man, but then at the same time, I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to raid in 14. and do stuff in 14. So that's just really where the tide has turned, considering how many optional things you can do in this game that all, you know, feel pretty fulfilling that you're working towards cosmetically or, you know, achievement wise or whatever have you. And with Endwalker coming out in less than a month. Oh, that was an insta queue. No, I have 40 seconds, but more DPS has arrived. A blue mage, blow it up. Hit him with your blue mage spells. There's 2 blue mages. I thought it was like a dragoon or something. Yeah, it's totally dead. LOL, blue mages. Blue mages are stupid. Thadrian power leveled some, was it Ben's and Dalthier's blue mages yesterday? I gotta like send Thadrian like a Snickers bar or something to see if he'll power level my blue mage. You only knew about the UI scaling and resizing everything in the HUD editor. Oh, okay. Did you turn on that 4K UI setting we just talked about? It is so good. Because you've got a nice monitor and stuff. And you've got a high-end PC. It looks so good. Just the text and everything. And look at my scrolling damage text numbers. Oh, man. Ah, the floor's all gooey. Ah. Damn, Nathan Winchester's going in. He's got Giot's hammer, too. Her name might just be Geo. I don't know if the T's are pronounced, but... If Phaedra won't power level you, I can do it. Oh, yeah, Herman, I don't know. If anyone else, I mean, A, would like to join the free company, or B, I can add you to my friends list at least. Living Liquid. Oh, I shouldn't hit that button. This guy was kind of an asshole on Savage, as one might expect from one of the ultimate counterparts. So he fires there, and then you stand where it was, because he fires everywhere else, right? No, he doesn't do that in normal. Ah, my brain. Like what I was just saying earlier, once you do the harder mode and you go back to do story stuff, we're all getting splashed. Ah. I recommend a cross-world link shell. Well, we don't have enough people for that. Oh, next phase. We don't have enough people for that one, or I don't have enough people that I need like a cross-world link shell for. I mean, considering that, you know, we have the community Discord. Oh, heck. We can always talk in there. We don't need a link shell in game, but a friends list stuff is helpful. That was baloney, says the other tank. So he doesn't even do the two hand thing in normal. You get a little polluted by, oh yeah, what's my FPS right now in a raid? Yeah, see, we're pushing like 100 FPS right now. So it didn't really do a whole lot. And I only have a 2080 hybrid. And I'm also streaming, so that's gonna take up some resources. But yeah, still up like 100 FPS with that update. So it really didn't do a whole lot. Anyone who has a level 80 can do it, although having an Astro or Scholar is safer. Oh, because you can... Is that because you can, you shield... Man, look how good these icons look. You shield the blue mage so they don't get one banged, I assume. Well, then that means you're killing world mobs on a healer. So, which is fine. but yeah. Been streaming all week, Ethan. We got one more stream tomorrow on Friday. This is sort of a fine-tuning, figuring out. I've been making adjustments. Oh, Alliance Roulette's good. Making adjustments to the YouTube side of things, even in game. We've been learning more stuff about Final Fantasy XIV all week, so it's just sort of a 2 to 3 hour sort of afternoon. Well, today is more like an evening stream. But oh, Circus Tower again. I was kind of actually hoping for the Lost City of Mach or one of the Void Arc raids to have a little bit more spice than Circus Tower, which just is a giant 4-player dungeon where there's 24 people in it. Yeah, you shield the blue mage first, and the blue mage uses Flying Sardine to tag the mob, and the healer kills it. We don't have a Peloton in our group. I guess we do. Oh, they're just lagging behind. Who wants some meat and taters? I'm probably going to have some chicken for dinner tonight. Yeah, any geared level 80 will kill. Yes, that's true. You're also only doing level 70 mobs for blue mage. You're not doing level 80 mobs. Because I had Bob helped me get my Tarmartarge to level 20, just to kind of skip the super early level stuff. Because you can take any job to like the Tempest, where there are level, 59 world mobs, and you can help. You can help your free company mates get. Like, level 20-ish is kind of where the XP starts to fall off. You can probably go to, like, maybe 22 or so. But that would take, like, another hour, because you're not going to get as much XP per kill. So getting to 20 is pretty straightforward with level 59 mob tagging and killing. Helps you get some abilities and things, even though you'll roll back on your first couple of quests, I suppose. But yeah, so what's my alliance rate FPS? A little lower because more people here, but still almost 90-ish. Yeah, which is more than enough. As long as you're above 60, you're good to go. There is a difference between 60 and 144 or so, and I get that. But if I'm broadcasting or recording, frames beyond 60 is just kind of like whatever. Oh, that paladin is just wearing like... I'll turn my stance off. Big 1, 2, 3, and 1 OGCD button for me. All we have at this level. Yep, not a whole lot of buttons to press right now. What the heck? Where'd my... Just don't overcap on mana and hit 1, 2, 3. I do wonder. I'll be interested in watching back on to watch back this VOD in pieces But I watch it later tonight and see, because if every single icon in the game now for my UI is that much better, and I only have just under 9,000 kilobits per second to send to for YouTube streams, which, credit where credit is due, is actually more. That is more kbps than Twitch allows. I thought I could actually do more on YouTube than what I'm allowed, but I do wonder how the stream looks, since adding higher fidelity UI elements will, of course, take up more of the bitrate. But it should be okay. How these gloves look? I mean, they look like they're ARR textures, so not incredible. Instinctively go for the... Oh, I turned off my stance. That's right. The last boss. Instinctively go to pick up extra mobs and hit plunge and jump across the room, and then realize, of course, no, of course, you don't have that right now. Yeah, we're Primal Excalibur. That's where our free company is. Or as Ben would say, it's Excalibur. Get the clones. Ah! I got ninja kicked across the platform. Actually, I probably got pulled by my healer, to be honest. That was probably a rescue. Yo, Destora. We found some new tech for you, sir. Bow, 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 bow. So, Destora, my... Ah! So, when... This is new tech? New tech. When you are able to... So, go into your system settings, your system config, and go to graphic settings, Destora. And then this right here, right by graphic settings, the button, UI resolution settings, UI resolution. Hermit coming in strong with the new tech. Toggle this, make sure you have this on high 4K. This is the resolution of all of the icons and text on your UI. It is very nice. I thought it was... I didn't know that specifically existed. I know there was a UI setting earlier in the menus. This one, this UI resolution scaler, but this obviously, like, you know, that's not gonna work, right? So yeah, but go. I know you have a 4K monitor, right? I don't know if that's on by default already, could be, or if you don't have it set. But it's quite nice. I didn't know it existed. It is quite crispy for all of the graphics in the game. How is cute Stora doing? Oh yeah, he's stuck at work again. Correct. He needs like some cat and or dog and or cute animal memes in Discord stat. You could help Destora out, because he might be stuck at work for like the next, what, 2 hours or something. Not on by default, Hermit says. Yeah. So it's fair. Yeah, but give that a check, Destora. It is quite nice. This paladin with the invisible shield and the glowy sword and the almost dead. And just like wearing like a sweater. You're here until you don't know when. Well, yeah. So we might not be raiding tonight then. Raid starts in hour and 45 minutes. And who knows? We maybe start. Well, because Duan said he picked up a shift at work, but he doesn't. He just said late. So we don't start till 8 o'clock. Maybe if there's 5 or 6 of us together, we can still undersize some trials, some Heaven's Ward or Stormblood trials for mounts. So we'll still do some stuff. Since you either need to just farm the crap out of them or get lucky. We've gotten a few of the birds and dogs or whatever. We can try to do that tonight if we don't have everyone on. Oh, that other one missed. I was trying to keep them both together so people could run their orbs into them. Now it just left. That ad just ran away from me. You bring the purple orbs and you run them into these ads and it shrinks them. Otherwise, you just keep running. I'm a frog. Blech. I'm breathing fire on you. Blech. Blech. I breathe fire on these snakes. I did it. Hide behind the ice. Kill the snake so it doesn't kill the ice. Ah! Kaboom. Five people died. Yeah. Sort of the way the road goes in Final Fantasy XIV raids. You die to something, then you're like, oh, that kills people. Like Destora's first Delubrum last night. Trying to help him out by explaining mechanics to him, and then he just eats it and starts looking at the floor. All right. I tried to help. I didn't realize you have to have enough metal like in your holster to take the weekly quest that tells you to do a castrum and a Dalriada. Because I wanted to get my other weekly, but I spent all my metal last night, so I have to go into the zone, earn some, leave the zone, pick up the quest, go back into the zone to do the raid. Ah, freaking heck. One of us got too close. I was waiting for the cutscene. Well, we might be scuffed tonight for like progression rating, but like I said, if we have 5 or 6 of us together, we can always do Heaven's Ward and Stormblood stuff. We can do the trials for mount farming. Just undersize them and blast them. That's also fine. That's still worthwhile progression because getting those mount chain achievements is a big deal for some. I really only want the Shadowbringers ones, but specifically anyway. and all the Shadowbringers extremes and Minstrel's ballads we've done so far. We've gotten a few drops, and I have won none of them. I need all 6. 7? 7. 6? Many. Sure, I'll join for Stormblood Ward or whatever it's... Go, Rick. Just because you're cute, I'll let that slide, all right? Out here talking smack. Well, depending on when you get home to store, we're only gonna we only have until like 10-ish o'clock to even do stuff anyway that we have blocked out. So, but yeah, there is definitely a lot to still do. Where are you at on the weapons quest line, the weapons refrain stuff? Have you done Ruby yet? Yeah, you did Ruby because we tried to get queued up together and we didn't. So you've done at least Ruby weapon. So you still have 3 more to go. 1 being a solo duty and then 2 trials. Yeah. Does it go Ruby trial, solo trial, I think? It's the weird dog head. Ah. I don't want it. I already have that. And I have that. I don't want any more of these. I did just ding, though. It's at 64. Moving on up. Player recommendation. How about the Red Mage? The solo duty from the weapons quest line is good. It does still kind of fall into that most solo duties are a bit long in the tooth. But I think it's illustrating a point, right? Because if you walked in and you finished it in like a minute, you'd be like, the hell is this? But some of them do tend to take like 5 or 6 minutes. But I think they're mostly fine. There's only been 1 solo duty so far, which a solo duty is just like a raid or a boss encounter that you do by yourself. But yeah, I did leveling earlier, Ben. So we can do, have you done 50, 60, 70? Or we could do 80 stuff. I could swap to my other tank. Hold on. I have to kill Alembert of the spiked butt. Hit all the OGCDs. That is legitimately his name. Alembert of the spiked butt. That's his house. I hit the wrong button, damn it. Once you've all witnessed the wrath of the spiked butt, I shall be the only one laughing. Final Fantasy 14, everybody. Oh, so I posted this music producer's like reaction and breakdown to the Endwalker song, like the cinematic song. I put it, I think, in Animu Butts. Yeah. That was really entertaining to watch last night. He goes into so much detail on why Soken is just an absolute mad genius. It's just so bonkers, the stuff that Soken, the music producer, lead, head composer of Final Fantasy XIV, puts together. Just absolutely insane. Oh, this is you, Harmit? Okay. Yeah. Oh, do you have multiple characters? Your search result? Yeah. Very cool. I figured it was you. Because everyone else that might be hanging out in the stream or that's already in the free company, I already have on my friends list. I'll need 3 more yellow to hit my 100 mark. So almost done with those. And then I need, what, 16 blue and 40 red. Oops. On keybind. Yeah, Alex. Alex Moakala? Moaukala? Maukala? Oh, it was so good. Oh, it's your primal ult. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not in the realm of having multiple characters in this game yet. Mostly because do players that make alt characters, like, do you grind back through the MSQ again, or do you just give Square Enix some money for skips? Do you just skip a character to Shadowbringers and then just do Shadowbringers again? Because I don't know if I could survive the emotional weight of running the entire main story quest again. That would be a lot. Yeah, he talks about his interview with Soken in that video I posted. So I'll have to give that a watch for sure. I just the behind the scenes stuff, when people talk to the creatives that made things, I mean, I've done that with Blizzard before. I've done that with both Mark Messenger, Taryn Gregory. So absolutely, yeah. I love that behind the scenes stuff. It's so good. What do you want to do, Ben? I thought you were going to queue us for the Violet Tides. Oh, Phaedron's here. You grind through the MSQ again? Oh my god. That's so much. Like, ARR is like 80-ish hours. Heaven's Ward is like 100. Stormblood is like another 70 to 80. Shadowbringers is another 100. So much. You have characters on Aether, Primal, Crystal, Light, and Chaos. The NA characters are all up to date. Light is in 5.1. Chaos is in Heaven's Ward. Oh yeah, how are my tomestones looking? Hello? Wrong button? Almost capped on Allegory, but I didn't really spend many yesterday. Yeah, Ben was trying to talk. Stupid. Just play with different people. Yeah, that's fair. Well, everyone that I predominantly know or am playing the game with are all on Primal Excalibur. I have like 2 friends that are not. That are already, we were already playing the game beforehand. Yeah, we probably have time for... There we go. No, one more. Is there a boss kill one around? Yes. I think people might go to the dragon one. What's Ben doing out here? Suddenly, no music. Oh. Well, we can run a dungeon real quick. Kill a bunch of fish and or ninjas. Oh, I capitalized my hoy in the wrong order. I'm bad. Ben. Walked into the crab. Oh, Phaedra's on white mage, so I can pull the whole damn room. It'd be nice when you can DC transfer at will to visit. Yeah, that's delayed until... I believe that's still... Didn't they say that's delayed until like 6.1? That's not coming with the launch, right? Hey, Gorhal. Yeah, they confirmed that recently that the data center transfer stuff is not with launch anymore. Just they don't have the... I guess they just couldn't get the work they needed to get done to link all the things and or stuff. Delayed it probably because they want more server capacity. Yeah, that server capacity stuff is probably way more important. I think players would understand. Oh, that's right, I have blood gauge now. Because this is a max level dungeon for me. I have my extra AoE and extra single target photons. How are things down under, Gorhal? How are things going? How the heck are you? I don't think I've talked to you in a little while. You haven't really posted much in Discord lately. Have you been busy? Being a potato? Wait, busy being a potato. Yeah. Sorry, BRB, 1 sec. Go wait for our summoner real quick. Not summoner. Dragoon. Ben's the summoner. Your Ifrit is in my face. You're grinding that new world. Man, I mean, it's cool. It looks neat. If you definitely enjoy that type of game. But, Definitely not the type of game for me. And the fact that like the entire game has apparently already been mathed out and Google documented before it even released last month is a bit strange. There was a video essay I listened to the other day from the guy that Fresh Kid posted about, that does a lot of MMO coverage. This is the guy that the Josh Strife Hayes. Josh Strife Hayes. The guy that holds the mugs in his videos. He made a video about New World. That during the beta cycle, people essentially already figured out how to beat the entire game before the game even came out. Like how to do, which is only going to impact certain people, but how to do all the crafting, how to do all the leveling, how to do every activity in the entire game. And the fact that once people actually got into the live game, a lot was figured out about how much of the game is just a copy and paste. Like there are literal cities or towns, I guess, that are the exact same as other towns. They're just turned on their axes a little bit. So just some unfortunate stuff. It had a huge launch because it's like a new thing, right? People are excited for a new MMO. But it's just the way that the information era and how players are going to do things nowadays in games. It's like when Vanilla WoW came out for World of Warcraft, right? It's the same sort of similar vein, is that nothing in Vanilla WoW, unless you never played Vanilla WoW when you played Classic, nothing in Classic was going to be like new to you, potentially. This might be a bit spicy, actually, considering we only have one cooldown for this pull. But we're doing it. I long-armed everyone there just so I can probably do this for Thadrin so he can catch up. Gotta time my big heal like here. Yeah. Oh, my cooldown's down. Don't have Blackest Night yet, but most of this is about to die. It's one of the larger pulls you can ever do in dungeons in 14. Yeah, I realized when I pulled that I didn't have my actual major cooldown. What's it called? Shadow Wall. I could have maybe left the long arm for the big pull, but I slowed them all around this corner so I could move here without taking damage, so that I had a moment to sort of recover health on the way around to the final part of the big pull. Ruby Princess time. All the off GCDs. Get in the box, Ben. Turn into an old woman. Actually, you're like, what the? Her face looks like she's made of wood. What the heck? I've never really looked at that character before, but it looks like they're made of wood. Oh, she didn't move forward. My reprisal just missed. Oh, damn it. Hey, good up. Oh. Look at this. Oh, I guess it's a mask. Unless that's just like an incredible double chin. It's a wood mask. Oh no. Eyeball itches. Like an eyelash. I'm trying to tank right now, game. Please. And why did I say game? I'm trying to tank right now. Eyeball. Hey, I got it. You stopped looking up shit for games. Kind of over that. That's fair. Yeah, if you wanna, that's part of what that video essay talks about. Is that if you want to play the game without any knowledge of how to beat the game, you can totally do so. It's just Adrian with the save. They probably could have just attacked the boss and actually won there, but if you want to enjoy games without like the information oriented rich guide culture that definitely happens, like the New World subreddit is just covered in graphs and Google documents and guides and how to do this and how to do that and blah 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 blah. And if you just don't go to Reddit, then you won't know. But like, for example, when I started playing 14 and once I got past like Heaven's Ward, I was like, okay, how the hell do I play this game? So I was doing looking up stuff and going into the balance and trying to figure out how how things worked and looking at more white mage stuff and the other healers and just getting the information. I was at a comfortable point where I wanted to learn more about the game. So, and I'm probably still doing some things wrong or prioritizing some things wrong, but that also will come with time. Like with World of Warcraft, I have what, 15, 16 years in the game. So it's definitely different and more difficult to compare nearly half of my life playing one game to now I only have about 50 days played in Final Fantasy. So it's still very much in that sort of honeymoon phase where you're just absorbing so much information. Like I said, every day this week, I think we found out something new. Like the PvP stuff, the UI setting thing today, for example. Like every day is still a learning experience with Final Fantasy. I can't go any farther, right? Yeah, this just dead ends. Oh, Adrian's spending holy, so my stun will do nothing. Ready for me, pufferfish? Taking an MMO vacation, go wreck? I mean, if you, dude, but the thing is, I mean, this is not to try to upsell you, right? If you're taking an MMO break, I get it. You're playing other games, you have so many retro games that you enjoy, right? And this is kind of the same argument I brought up to Fresh Kid, because Fresh Kid's been in a very RPG mode lately, or playing a lot of single player stuff outside of, when we play Destiny together. But you could predominantly play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV without doing group stuff. Like, there will be some dungeons you may have to do in the storyline, but we can always help you with those. But the difference in Final Fantasy XIV to World of Warcraft is, like, even if VAR is still in chat, since this is a RPG MMO, not an MMO RPG, as Jesse Cox put it, you could single player so much of this game and just do the story. And realistically, that's how you should be doing it when you first start playing, because it's a lot. You can look up the time to beat statistics right now on all of Final Fantasy XIV up through the end of Shadowbringers. I want to say it's somewhere in the 500-hour ballpark. I'm not gonna put down my crap, wrong button. It's a lot. So if you want to do single player stuff, then you can get started, and you can also get started for free, since you can go all the way to level 60 and do the first base game plus the first expansion for not paying a dime. So if you ever wanted to jump into Final Fantasy and just play the game and play single player and not engage with the MMO stuff, you can't. For literally no barrier. The barrier to entry is setting up a Square Enix account, because I suggest doing it on Square Enix through the Lodestone Mog Station stuff or whatever. Don't do it through Steam. And downloading the game, because it'll take some time. The peer-to-peer sort of download system for 14, when I downloaded, even with really good internet, took many hours to download, because it's pretty capped. It won't, like, you can't just download the entire game in 20 minutes. It just won't do it. And Square Enix's even revamped current website is pretty awful. It works, but it's not great. Well, yeah, David, as I said, in the MSQ, there is some group content for sure. There will be some dungeons, and there will be trials. And then there's the 2 8-man dungeons at the end of the ARR main story quest. But I was just giving Gorek an example that he might be comparing the MMO break to World of Warcraft, where literally the game is, you can level, but then the rest of the game is raiding, LFR, dungeons, Mythic Plus, Keystone stuff. The difference in doing the story RPG of WoW compared to Final Fantasy is a totally different experience. Absolutely different experience, where you could, it's like SWTOR in that regard. You can play Star Wars The Old Republic almost predominantly just by yourself, outside of some dungeon stuff, because it's an RPG MMO. Like, it's an RPG first. It's character based first. It's cutscenes. It's lots of reading. That's just how it is. And it's also, the point is that it's also free. Like, so you'll know if you like it or not, right? You'll Blue Mage. Let me get enough tags, because the Blue Mage is out here killing everything. What do I main, Gorek? Gorek, no, Gorhel. You're both on top of each other in chat. I'm pretty much just playing healers and tanks, Gorhel. I have every healer. Here, I'll show you. I have every healer at 80, and I'm working on my 3rd tank to get to 80. So the plan is to have, I don't know if I'll do Paladin to 80 before Endwalker, but I'll see. The plan is to get all the healers and the tanks. But then I still have, Summoner because of Scholar. I have a Dancer and a Samurai as well. Well, that's 100 tortured memories of the dying. What the heck? Samurai armor. So, but for like raid stuff right now, with the small group that we have playing, because we only have like 9 to 10 people. We have more than that, but that are like raiding and doing endgame stuff. I mostly just play Astro and White Mage. Or I should correct that. I play White Mage and Astro. And Bob mostly plays Scholar and Astro. And Bob will be probably our main Sage in Endwalker. I'm gonna level Sage, obviously. And Gorex's question: any class that shoots lightning, something similar to enhancement, maybe. Nothing is similar to enhancement. And the only one you can shoot lightning on that's a melee is Rogue into Ninja. Ninja has basically the Chidori from Sasuke from the anime Naruto. I don't know if that's one of their new Endwalker abilities, but they basically like have like a crazy ball lightning attack melee thing. But Ninja does not play like enhancement. Nothing in this game really does. Every melee, this is tanks and melee DPS, all have essentially what is known as the combo system. So then I can show you. Where are target dummies? I always forget where the easy target dummies are. Are there ones at Blackbrush? So I can kind of illustrate what this is on my samurai. Ninja is basically Sasuke! Yeah. I can't remember where the damn... One of the old Fanaland towns has... Is it Little Alamigo, maybe? Or Camp Dryboner? Frick. It's the big castle town. It's probably Little Alamigo. No. It's not it. The one I normally go to, or that I remember. There's target dummies in Falcon's Nest. Yeah, it's not out this far. I'll go with my gut. Little Alamigo at first. I probably should have gone there. It's the desert town where you port in on top of the... Nope. It's not the cave town either, now that I think about it. We'll just go to Falcon's Nest, I guess. It's so snowy and bright there. And they're like out. Where are they again? Right here, there we go. So, if I go samurai, every melee in this game functions on a combo system. So samurai builds these stickers basically by doing a 1-2-3 combo, a 1-2-3 combo, and a 1-2 combo. Meaning there is a order of buttons you press. So here's a 1, 2, and a 3. And here's a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and then a 1, and a 2. Now, basically, you build a resource, and then you spend the resource. So in this case, it would be on this. Finishers, basically. There's a different finisher depending on what stage you're on. So this is a dot with 1. If you're at 2, then you have an AoE. And then if you're at 3 again, it was the big single target attack. Additionally, there's other things that build up. So Samurai, you notice, has there's 3 different bars here. There's the stickers. There is the bar behind, which is your Ken key gauge. And then your 3 like meditative stacks at the bottom there. The meditation stacks currently are only used on 1 ability, which basically you get 1 meditation stack every time you finish like a full chain, and you use it on just 1 attack right now. Soon in Endwalker, you'll have 2. You'll have a AoE version of that and a single target version of that. The bar is used on OGCD abilities, so things that are off the global cooldown, like that 1 single target attack, or Kaiten, which buffs the next ability you use by 50%. So you basically snapshot, say for example, your dot or your AoE or something along those lines, right? So everything is sort of, and I can duplicate it with my other ability, but wow. All the melee classes in this game sort of function on that pattern where you'll build resources with combos, a 1-2-3 or a 1-2 or whatever have you, and then you'll spend them on other abilities. And that changes per melee job. So Monk, Pugilist into Monk, they're changing quite a bit in Endwalker on how and what they build, because they have different stances they go into. So they have a stance that they do a 1-2-3 combo in, and they change their stance and do another 1-2-3 combo in, and then that kind of thing. Dragoon has like different lance moves that only unlock. I don't know enough about Dragoon yet. That only unlock after you do certain other lance moves. They have basically, instead of having a 1-2-3 combo, Lancer is like a 1-2-3-4-5-6-7. You just kind of go through the list. And then Ninja has mudras, or very Naruto-esque things, that the closest thing I could say to... I gotta get a combat here. I didn't realize that Ninja, which will probably be my next melee I level, Ninja actually is kind of like a Dancer. Dancer tells you... I'll show you when I get out of combat. Dancer has a combo where... I'm still in combat? There we go. Dancer has a combination where you dance and the game will tell you the steps you have to press, but you have to then press those button combinations. So regular dance, you'll notice my hotbar changes here, and I have to do green and blue, and then I finish the dance. And then if I do my big dance, I have to do 5. So we have to do blue, and then yellow, and then red, and then green, and then finish the dance. Both of those give both me and my dance partner buffs. Like they increase your damage, and they do tons of damage, and they're a big AoE, and they look cool. So, but other than that, Dancer is actually one of the more simple classes in the game, where you just kind of hit whatever lights up. You just follow the pattern of whatever is lighting up on your hotbar. It starts with one ability, and then you just go to the next. If it doesn't light up, you go back to the first ability, then you go to the one that lights up, then you go to the one that lights up, and the one that lights up, and then you go back to the one that isn't lit up, and you go back to the one that lights up. It's pretty... You do the same sort of thing, and you'll get procs and things. Dancer is very proc-ish, where you'll react to certain stuff like that, and you can give yourself all your procs at once. So you can have your big proc finisher, your little ones, your AoE ones. This is changing Endwalker a little bit, where you don't you can only choose one or the other. So, but that's sort of how every class is in this game. World of Warcraft has, the builder spend, where you build a resource and spend a resource. There's procs, like, Maelstrom Weapon procking and giving you the instant hits and stuff like that. Like, Dancer has 3 different procs. But the thing that's weird is that almost every melee kind of has, like, that WoW rogue feel, where you do things to build up a combo, and then you use abilities that end that combo, and then you start over again. And how you weave your off GCD abilities and when you time your cooldowns is sort of where the skill gap comes from. So the closest thing for Enhancement Shaman, I would say, from, like, if you're looking for the elemental standpoint, would be some of what Ninja brings, because it's not the other melee at all. Even though I think the more straightforward melee, if you just want to, like, string together attacks, would probably be the Lancer Dragoon. But Dragoon also has a lot of, like, that Havoc Demon Hunter feel. It has a lot of animation locks. It's actually, like, the memeiest class in Final Fantasy XIV, because there's abilities where your character will move, or your character will get locked in place to finish, like, a dive or a lance attack, and then if you don't plan that right, you get killed by a telegraph, or you fall off the ledge, or whatever. So Dragoons are sort of the butt of many jokes in 14 because of those issues. But those issues are just mostly based on the player not paying attention. But yeah, if you want, like, I'll post the floor job exactly. If you want just a visual representation, we could watch this on stream right now, but I gotta go get dinner. So I'll just put this in Gaming Butts for you, Gorek. That was from the recent live letter, which live letters are it's just Yoshi P and usually another producer sitting down with the community and talking for hours and hours and hours. So that's an 18-ish minute trailer. All that's going to do is, without context, it's going to play each job in an order, and they're just going to hit all of their abilities once, basically. And it's just to illustrate if there's any changes in what graphics look like, or sort of what the combo would flow into, or like what their job gauge, which is the stuff in the middle of my screen, has changed to. So you could just watch that for 18 minutes. And if a job, like, looks like holy shit to you, then that would be something you would, look into, if that's what you're looking at. Because the aesthetics, the look, and how a job's abilities play out is what that trailer shows. And that's, like, sort of the easiest little thing you could watch. Yeah, it's just Gaming Butts, Gorek. And again, you'll not know what any of that means, but you'll still see what the class looks like when it's hitting its buttons and doing its things. So, and again, there's only 4 melee in this game. And then there's 3 physical range DPS, which are technically all support characters. Dancer has lowest personal, highest bonus damage given to people. Machinist is the opposite, highest personal damage, lowest, given to the raid things. And then Bard is kind of in the middle. There's only 3 mage or caster types. The blue mage isn't a end game job, it's a special job. So red mage is like a hybrid support caster. Summoner is soon to be like the dancer of the caster group, where it just like has some group buffs and then it just like summons stuff, and you'll see it in the trailer. It's ridiculous. And then Thaumaturge turns into Black Mage, which Black Mage and Samurai are the only 2 DPS in the game that literally bring nothing to the raid except their damage. They are both roughly the highest damaging classes in the game because they don't bring anything else, they bring damage. In Endwalker, of course, we're adding another melee DPS in Reaper, which you'll see in the job trailer is just ridiculous. It's very anime JoJo. They have a stand. They pull out. They eat their, or like their body becomes a vessel for their avatar, and they go into crazy dark mode with their scythe, and you'll see. And then we're also adding another healer in Endwalker in the Sage, which is basically I'm gonna shoot you to heal you, or shoot the enemy with my laser guided blade things, and then you heal. It's very Gundam-esque. But like the dark, if you're asking about, you asked about Death Knight earlier. I mean, that the closest thing to that would be Dark Knight. I mean, Dark Knight is the closest thing to a blood DK, something like that for sure. I mean, the quest line for the Dark Knight is very the abyss, and honor, and protecting people, and power, and I'm not max level yet, so I don't have all the abilities. So, but my abilities are Edge of Darkness, and Flood of Darkness, and Soul Eater, and Blood Spiller, Abyssal Drain. Yeah, but it's a tank, right? It's only a tank. I gotta run away to get out of combat. Darkness, yeah. Even though they're not really they're edgy. I mean, this is the job quest giver for Dark Knight. Actually, this is Sid. Sidugu. I mean, he looks like an edgy boy. I mean, look at my sword. I mean, it looks like the freaking Soul Edge. So, oh, it's all super new. That's totally fine. But you're looking for the aesthetics of what something looks like. That job trailer is where you want to start. You just watch it. It's 18 minutes of cool, crazy, awesome VFX, and then everything is bumpered. Like, it shows you the awesome intro for each job, and then it shows you the job. And you watch the animations and the flurferdurf, and if you like it, you like it. And the aesthetics of what a job is gonna, you'll know if you like it or not. And obviously, if you don't want to tank or heal, you don't have to worry about the tanks or the healers. But you also can play every single job on one character. It's the biggest thing that WoW does not have on 14. Because World of Warcraft's combat is still arguably going to hook more people because of the freneticness, the reaction and proactive nature. The fluidity of WoW combat is still pretty chef's kiss. Not that Final Fantasy is a slouch in that regard. It's just very different. They're very different feeling. Because Final Fantasy is all old school, where everything is a snapshot. So the abilities you cast and dots you put up, and they're removing a lot of dots from the game actually soon, which may or may not, Ninja loses its dot, Summoner loses their dots. So, but that's the old vanilla WoW style, where you would put up buffs on yourselves or debuff the enemy, and then actions you do during those periods deal more damage. But WoW's combat system of everything rolls together and continues forward, and it just reacts to whatever your paper doll is showing. That's not how 14 works at all. Everything is in the moment. You snapshot everything you want to do. Your OGCDs that fit into certain windows where they're stronger, where the boss is debuffed, where you've got your raid buffs up. They all congeal together. Raid buffs and things are definitely not the same as they are in World of Warcraft. They're all much smaller. You can only ever have so many of them. There's no heroism. There's no massive multiplier. There are limit breaks, but lust and heroism and time warp in World of Warcraft is such an incredible math problem that just scales so ridiculously with everything else in the game. That's why I always hated, Blessing of Might was crap in World of Warcraft now, and Int and Battle Shout and stuff like that. They don't need to be in the game, because the game already has so much randomness and multiplicative scaling proc-based nonsense that you, the player, only have so much control over your damage, because you hit your buttons, but one pull you're doing 10,000 DPS, and the next pull you're doing 12,000 DPS, and you change nothing. Right? or even worse, there are even bigger delta splits of damage in World of Warcraft because of randomness. In 14, there's a little bit of that, but nowhere near as much, and a lot more of it is controlled by when you press your buttons in the proper windows, when you group up and you time your and Square Enix is changing that a little bit in the future in Endwalker, because everything is either moving to, not everything, most things. Most cooldowns are moving to either 1 minute or 2 minutes. So everything will just line up with every one or every other, just as a group. There are some exceptions to that. Some things you're still saying a little bit weird, but that's just because they don't work in either camp. But yeah, World of Warcraft just has so much more math. And Mike's video, Preach's video, when he talked about that, was it earlier this expansion or last expansion, with the whole dice rolling thing, where you took, like a handful of dice is your character, and then it's like a bucket full of dice is your group. And then if you do even larger than that and all the procs you add in, it's even more dice, and you reroll some dice, and it's so much. It's way simpler in 14 compared to World of Warcraft in that combat regard specifically. So yeah. But I mean, the disparities, and not to sound like an MMORPG like elitist or anything, the disparities in players hitting their buttons or doing their rotation properly or doing their combos is still going to be prevalent, right? The skill ceiling in World of Warcraft from top to bottom is vast, and so is in Final Fantasy, because the difference in a player doing like their theoretical 20-ish thousand DPS and they're doing 8,000 still happens, because they might not have understood their combo. They don't understand how their abilities work in succession. They might ignore the proc-based system that works normally, because the easiest thing about this game is take Dark Knight. Hard Slash is your starting ability. It delivers an attack with a potency of 200. It doesn't tell you how much damage it does. The potency calculation in this game is just percentage of weapon damage. Basically, you can look at it that way. So 200 potency is 200% weapon damage. To just easy. Now, Siphon Strike, your second ability, says it combos with Hard Slash, increasing its potency from 100 to 300. So obviously, you hit Hard Slash first, and then Siphon Strike, because it one after another. And then your last ability, Soul Eater, in the 1, 2, 3, says it combos with Siphon Strike. So you want to hit Siphon Strike second, Hard Slash first, and Soul Eater goes from 100 potency if you mess it up to 400. And it gives you a cure, it heals you, and it increases your blood gauge. The cure might always happen. The combo is the combo is the heal and the blood gauge and the damage. So, and that's the core of this game, right? You hit things in a certain order. And there are still players that don't get that or grasp it or do it properly. And that's going to happen in any MMO in this regard. In World of Warcraft, it happens when you experience the players that are clearly just auto-attacking. And you'll see it in Final Fantasy when there are players that are also clearly not comboing their abilities together. Or the black mage that doesn't balance their mana properly. Or the red mage that's casting the wrong spells in the wrong order and not insta-casting properly. Like, you will see that. And that's just par for the course, right? Yeah, there's no simming. There are guides. There is an amazing Discord community called The Balance, which will also have a website front soon. And there are some websites, which I'm going to make a video about this, Gorak, like resources for 14, where there are very well-written guides put together by some incredible community folks that have known this game and worked on this game for a very long time, clearly. But there's really there's no simming. There is, like, gear optimization and materia, which is just like a gem slot kind of a thing. You can see it on my higher level tanks. The little materia slots in the middle bottom area, where I have none in this one and have some in this one. The stats system in this game is very much It's all about breakpoints. If you have 300 of a stat, you get X percentage. If you have 315 of a stat, you get X percentage, right? It just hits breakpoints. So there are periods of time where the stats are not used. So there is some optimization in that, in gear optimization. But there's nothing like Simcraft or any of that madness that you really need, because the game doesn't, it's not wide enough. There's also no talent combinations that muck up the works. There's none of that. So like a max geared character of X jobs all has essentially a ceiling that they can hit in damage, because there is no other way they get any higher. And that's just sort of what it is. Whereas in World of Warcraft, the difference between top and bottom is so crazy. And theory crafting your gear, because of how all the multiplicative stats work in WoW, is nuts. Yeah. Or the monk that never moves. Yeah, that's also a thing. I didn't even mention that. So there is some of the melee in this game have what are called positionals. Samurai has a couple. Positionals require you to either be behind a target or to the flank of a target. And what that means is you have to actually physically move your character to be on the rear. So this is Gecko, or Gekyo probably, where if you are, it doesn't do a ton, but it does add up. If you're doing the combo and ending with Gekyo correctly, you'll get the increased potency, right? You get some Kenki gauge, and it also gives you the sticker. But if you're behind your target, the rear bonus there, you get 5 additional Kenki gauge, which again, that's the one that buffs your abilities or that uses OGCD abilities to do more damage. So if you don't do the bonus, you get less of that. So it will add up to less damage. So currently Monk is the one that has the most positionals, where you bounce between rear and flank the most. I don't know if they're losing some in Endwalker, but that just means, I think I can show you on the target dummy. The game tells you, so this is rear because there's no yellow line. If you strike the target when there's no yellow line directly in front of your character, this is the rear. And obviously larger targets have larger rears, meaning you have to move more potentially. If you're on the yellow line, this is flank, basically. And there are also some bosses that don't move, and that you always get your rear and flank bonuses because you physically cannot get behind them. So that's the only thing that some melee have, is rear and flank bonuses, which normally means you just ride the line, right? You just go back and forth. But you do have to remember to do this. Otherwise, you do get less resources. So there is some of this involved. It's just to help melee just not stand still and just be like... Yeah, I'm doing damage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't have positionals for melee, you would just stand still. Outside of actually doing boss mechanics, you would just stand still. So, yeah. Positionals just make you just teeter-totter on that flank and rear position for melee to give you something else to pay attention to. Monk is losing positionals on the middle attack of the combo. Oh, okay. So they're giving that a little bit less positional requirement. And Reaper only has some Reaper only has a one flank and one rear positional only during the avatar state, I think. I believe that's correct. I don't know everything about Reaper yet. So they have a couple, but not in the base combo, only in like the avatar infused state you have some yeah. I think that is correct. Ah crap. I can't apply glamour plates here, so I'm not in my suave gear. I'm in my Astro chest open vest gear. So that was like 20 minutes of just explaining the combat system of 14, and I'm probably not even done. There's still more. Yeah, Monk has a bunch right now for sure. Yeah. The crazy thing too about Monk positionals is I watched an old Mr. Happy video. Mr. Happy is a content creator for Final Fantasy, been doing it for a very long time. He has a controller video where apparently when you play this game on controller, which some people say is the best way to play the game, and for some points of that definitely shows true, because on Monk, on controller, when you go to rear and flank controls, it's like one keybind or just built in. I can't tell. In the video, his Monk just literally just goes like it automatically goes to the rear or the flank if you use a controller on Monk. So it totally takes out the need to actually like move yourself with the keyboard and side strafe, because his Monk just goes like, it bounces back and forth like automatically, like locked on, like it's a bot when you go back and forth between those combos, which is pretty wild. So I can see how in some aspects playing with a controller is pretty high tier, just because of how much additional uptime that grants you without having to worry about the real like keyboard movements. More coffer rings. Oh, okay. No venture coffers today, or recently. I haven't gotten any in a while. Where are the venture coffers at? All my rare dies. Wow. Literally worthless. Well, people keep getting them in there. I wonder if there's some... like, so many ventures get completed so often. I wonder if the rewards for ventures are based on, like, server time or something. Because it always seems that when you get something from your 1 hour ventures from your retainers, like, dozens, if not hundreds of other people get the exact same thing. Instead of you getting, like, the super rare stuff, it just seems you roll the crappy stuff way more often. Yeah, controller movement is really fluid. There are world first raiders who play on PlayStation with controller or PC with controller. Yeah, I think there's definitely some... Hello, Blue Mage. There's definitely a lot of play on PC, but use a controller. That is part of the discussion and what I've seen. Also, I still haven't fixed my hat because I like using the other hat more. Oh, I put it away. I put it in my glamour dresser so I could fix it. Did I? No. I think I put it in my retainer. Crud. Yeah, there's a lot of controller players in this game just because of the additional ease of use for, and like it makes combos for like melee pretty straightforward, right? Because for like look at my samurai. The full samurai combo requires these 5 buttons here and this one. Like these 6 abilities are part of the combo. But if you're on a controller, it can be like, you know, A, B, Y, and then you hold down right trigger, and then it's A, B, Y, and then you hold down right bumper, and it's A, B. Right? Like that would be your combo. Because obviously everything's button mapped to the triggers, the bumpers, and then a combination of those, and then your thumb buttons. And that's it. So there's different amounts of like real estate you have to take up. And then your AoE combo for Samurai is your base starter one, plus either I have it as Shift R or Shift F, where R starts the combo. So you have to use a lot of the same kind of modifiers, and that requires different amounts of hand dexterity or MMO mice to have thumb buttons. So that's just different, and there's lots of benefits to using a controller in this game. I don't know if I'll ever really go controller warrior. I don't know. I don't foresee myself. I don't think I'm gonna re-roll this. I think I'll save up my re-rolls for next week. I could get a 2-line in 2 different places here. This can turn into a 2-line. This could turn into a 2-line. Both of these would turn into a 2-line. This would turn into a 2-line. I have a 33.33 repeating, of course, % chance to get a double line on this book. Let's just F. The Moogle sticker instead of the wine bottle. Or the pretzel. You hate to see it. Frick. Damn it. Oh well, we'll go turn our book in then end stream, because I'm hungry. Oh, sorry, yeah, D-pad. D-pad actions, the up, down, left, right D-pad, then you can also modify that with the triggers and the bumpers. Yeah. Sorry, forgot about that. Also the D-pad. So that's like 8 buttons, 8 directional D-pad, and then times 4, or no. God, how many trigger layers can that have in the game? Because you can do 1 trigger each, both triggers, a trigger and a bumper, or vice versa, or both bumpers. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. I mean, it's a very different game, Gorek. It is a lot more RPG of a game, has a whole lot more reading. The story might not appeal to people. It also has a very different aesthetic than World of Warcraft. It, I don't know. It's just, it's like, why do people play Terraria when Minecraft exists, right? They're both voxel-based, exploration, building, break stuff, crafting, gathering kind of games, but one is 2D and one is 3D. That's kind of the way I look at it anyway. All right, Chloe, I will hand over the journal. We'll take a map, which I can't. Hold on. Shit. I have a map art. Hold on. I have to put one of my maps in my retainers inventory because they're unique, and I already have I have so many maps. We need to do more maps, team. We did maps over the weekend, and I didn't really get to use any of mine. Everyone else got to use theirs, and Ben rolled like 7 maps and got like 1 portal. Okay, put that away. So now I can accept the other map. Let's grab Revelations because I'm like halfway-ish. And it is already Thursday. I mean, it's all easily cap. I need to spend some 1,300 or 2,000. All right, Chloe. So I'll take the map. Thank you. And I'll take tomestones. I should maybe start taking MGP, but like I have 1.2 million right now. So I guess, I don't know. We'll take MGP because I'll get plenty of Revelation. Don't need Poetics. Get an experience, which is half a level for your current job. So it'll ding me 65. Don't need the Gil. There we go. Dude, I'm still baffled at this setting to make high quality or the HD icons. It's so crispy and crystal clear now. It's so nice. Good lord. You know what? For that, this is for Gorek. There you go. Did I do my scratchers yet? I don't think I did. We'll go to the gold saucer and we'll log out. Yeah, Gorek, it's a lot. I mean, again, that's all I've been basically doing for the past, since, you know, mid-ish June. I started looking up stuff about 14 in June. I mean, started playing the game with the end of June or beginning of July. And I'm just at like 50-ish days played now. And it's still a lot. Like I said, I don't think you were here on the stream. We've talked about and we've learned about and we've shared information about something that I didn't know existed or didn't know about every day this week. And we still have one more stream tomorrow. So, but like I said, if you've enjoyed hanging out today or any of the other days for the YouTube side of things, if you want to hit the like button on YouTube, that helps. There are still some people out there that are disliking everything I upload, or the algorithm is doing that, which is weird because it doesn't matter, because if you hit the like button or the dislike button, that is analytics, and that also helps. Okay, 10K off the rip. I have a plugin that just gives me suggestions on where I should scratch off these things just to look at the whole map. Don't do it to me, game. Okay, 36. Yep. Garbage. There's a website that does the exact same thing that this plugin does. But if that shows me the bottom line, but I want to see this. So it's a 9 anyway. Wow. So 10,000 and then 36 and 36. So garbage both times. Great. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. But yeah. Oh, Hermit's been playing since November 2017. Yeah, so you probably have... Like, for me with World of Warcraft, right? I played the game for like 15 or 16 years. So I've only been playing for 4 months of 14. And I feel like I've absorbed a lot. I've watched a lot of videos. I've watched so much Endwalker coverage and interviews and job recaps, and I've read a bunch of the posts and the translations and just trying to like absorb it into my brain. But on top of playing this, obviously there's still Destiny 2 stuff, which I play with the community. We'll be playing Darkest Dungeon 2 starting next week. There's a new YouTube series that I'm going to be bringing out, and which is not really related to any of this specifically. I can't really talk about that series because it doesn't make sense just to say what it is without just letting those videos go online. So that'll be sometime soon. But yeah, so 14 is definitely where it's crazy. I mean, I've been being told to try out Final Fantasy 14 for years. But in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't try it out until now, because doing all of this game through all the Shadowbringers patch content is such a crazy just jolt of something so different. And I really enjoyed it. So, yeah. You have 43 days played on just your primal ult. Okay, don't make me feel bad, all right? Your ult has almost as many days played as me. How much does your main have on it, though? How many days played on your main character? How many days? That's the question. But yeah, alrighty. I'm getting out of here. I'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully a little earlier. Had some tech problems today, and that's why I was also late earlier in the week on Tuesday or whatever. Just because every day I sit down in the afternoon and start messing with stuff to fine-tune things. So I'll be checking this stream out, the VOD from today, and looking how it all worked out. But thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night. Have a great morning, whoever comes first. Again, if you enjoyed hanging out, smash that like button, or whatever YouTubers say. And I will see you all back here tomorrow.